Hey everybody, Daniel Fusco here. Welcome to today's 2-minute message. I get asked this question a lot, and I think it's a very good question. How can I trust God more? Now, I think the reason it's hard to trust God is because, of course, it's so hard to trust people. I mean, all of us have had experiences, even with the people closest to us, where people aren't quite trustworthy. And when you live in a world where pretty much everybody is not quite trustworthy, when you go to translate that to trusting God, it becomes very hard because everything about your life says, I'm really not sure if I can trust that person. But God is the one trustworthy person in the world. Why? Because God is perfect and God is faithful. And what we learn is that even when God doesn't do things that we think he ought to do or the ways he thinks he ought to, we end up learning later that God has good purposes and plans, that God's ways are always good and right, even if they don't make any sense to us. And so the question of how can I learn to trust God? God is the only person who is completely trustworthy in every single way. And I think there's two ways you can do it. First, I think you got to look in the Word. Look in the Bible, because the Bible teaches us about God's trustworthiness with his people. And then second, trust is a choice. It's a choice to say, I am going to choose to trust God, even though I realize I can't really trust anybody else. And what you'll do is if you make that choice, it's a logical choice based on all the evidence at hand that you can trust God, then you will take steps in trust and that trust will grow. But this is what I want us to do as we close this message out. All of us are learning how to trust God. And so I want you to write in a comment, hey, this is how I'm going to try and trust God. And we want to be able to celebrate with you and pray with you as you're taking these steps of faith. Now, don't forget to click share so that you can invite your friends and the people you know into this conversation. I can't wait to see you next time. God bless you today.